Hey kids, this is Mr. Kapler. I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about some things for getting started inside of Inventor once you're on Appstream 2.0. Just a couple little details. We are looking at things like through a browser window, so you have some additional controls at the top of the screen that you would not otherwise have on your desktop. So if you would like to, you can always enter full screen mode. Full screen mode, it might take a second just to resize, but it's going to hide all of those other controls across the top of the screen. You can still get back to them. There's like a little down arrow that appears kind of in a light gray. At the very top here, you can just go ahead and hover your cursor up there, and then you can come back out of full screen if you choose to. All right, so you can always enter into full screen or turn full screen off that way. All right. Some other things. You're going to want to have the ability or have the option of saving to your Google Drive, and you're also going to want to be able to like load things out of your Google Drive. So if you haven't done so already, please go back into those options across the top here, and you have a My Files button right there. You can click on that, and it's going to pop up a window where you can access where you can save things to, like through your Amazon Web Service or through Appstream 2.0. You should have a Google Drive folder linked up. If you don't have that Google Drive folder linked up, you will still have an option by default to add a cloud folder. All right, so there should be like a little cloud with a plus symbol in it. If you haven't clicked that button yet and you don't see your Google Drive location, go ahead and do that and then hook up your Google Drive account or your Google account to this so that you can then see Google Drive folder. All right. As long as we have Google Drive listed here, you're going to be able to save it within the application. You're going to be able to save stuff to your Google Drive or open things out of your Google Drive. All right. So once we're done here, we can just go ahead and close this window out. All right. But you should have access to your Google Drive, all right, via that My Files location at the top of the screen. All right. So that stuff is in there for you too. When I am creating a new part, I can go ahead and I can just click part here. If I'm starting a new assembly, I can click assembly, a new drawing or new presentation. So you can just go ahead and do that depending on what type of file you want to create. All right. And then as we discussed earlier, if I'm working in Inventor and I get to a point where I'm ready to save some stuff, all right, I'm just going to go ahead and wait for this to load up. We'll make like just a real basic sketch on here or a real basic part, just very fast. We'll just do like a little circular thing. All right. And maybe we'll extrude that even just a little bit just to give it some thickness. All right. So I have like this little dowel rod. When I'm ready to save that, I'm going to hit File. I'm going to go Save As. And we're going to navigate or locate to the Google Drive. All right. So that may not show up initially. You're going to have to click on the little drop down here and find your Google Drive. Once it's in there, we want to save things in like the My Drive location. Again, be patient with this. Let the computer kind of do its thing. It's got to map out everything that's inside of your Google Drive. Okay, so that could just take a second. But you'll see My Drive pop up here. You'll also see any other parts of the same tag that you have like ready to be saved showing up in that My Drive location. And then you just got to give it a name and click on Save. All right, so right now I still can't select anything in here. The computer's telling me not responding. It's just talking. The Google instance is talking to your Google Drive, and it's making sure that it has all the accurate information. So I saw a couple other things pop up in here. Now I can go back in and I can rename this. So if I was working on creating new parts or whatever it is, you can go ahead and provide a detailed name for that brand new part. And when you're done, you can just go ahead and hit save. All right, right now it says there's another part with the same name. I'll just rename this dowel. All right, and save that on here. So now that part should be saved in my Google Drive. Okay, if I ever need to get anything back out of there, File, Open, and I can just navigate to that same location, Google Drive, My Drive. And now that it's mapped, it might go a little bit quicker. No, it's not. It's still taking a little while. All right, and there's my dowel, and I can just open that back up. Okay, so that is the situation with Inventor, and at least like getting started. You can hook up to your Google Drive, should be able to save parts to it, should be able to open up parts out of there. All right, and then when we are all finished with our Amazon Web Service stuff and we're saved up and our parts are finished, technically I guess you could close the application. That's just a good way to go, just to make sure that you don't have anything unsaved. And then if you would be good enough to just head back up to your Amazon tools here and click on the End Session button, that'll save some computer resources and stuff for us. So go ahead and exit out of that. All right. Any other questions, please send me an email. I'll be happy to work with you and get you through that. All right. Thanks. Have a good day.